Up here today with my new camera, looking for some morel mushrooms. Thought it'd be a perfect opportunity to see how this thing vlogs. And this thing, by the way, is the Canon Powershot V1. A really, really cool new point and shoot that Canon just released not long ago. I'm gonna stop right here and say, if you've been waiting for the side-by-side comparison of the Canon Powershot V1 and the DJI Pocket 3, we're gonna do the side-by-side. I'm getting there. One of the coolest things that really drew me to this camera was just its practicality. It has built-in ND filters. I hate fidgeting with those little screw-on filters all the time. It's got a 16 to 50 millimeter zoom lens, f2.8 to 4.5, so it does get a little bit darker when you zoom. I've got it actually in manual right now because I've noticed that with what little use I have on this camera, it has a hard time exposing for people in shady areas. Like the background will be totally blown out and the person will just be a shadow. Very contrasty. So I've got it actually set in manual right now, and I've just been using the ring on the front to adjust the aperture as needed. I love its form factor. It is very small, lightweight. Image stabilization could be a little bit better. Oh man, I wasn't counting on this much snow. The image stabilization could be a little bit better, but I've just got it on the digital stabilization, and the lens is actually stabilized too, so that helps. I have been using the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which has been a great camera, but one of the things that I just don't like about that camera is every time I'm out and about and I want to point the camera at something, I gotta like click the button 3 times so that the gimbal spins around. And I really just don't feel comfortable throwing the thing in my pocket without first putting it in the case. And it's just kind of a pain in the neck if you're in with the camera, out with the camera. It is a great camera. It has a 1-inch sensor, and I love that. It gives you a little bit of depth of field, and the colors on it are okay, but I'm a Canon user primarily, which means that I love to shoot in C-Log 3, which the Powershot V1 has. I'm using it right now. And all my other cameras have C-Log 3, which means this will match perfectly. I don't have to go and color grade each individual camera separately. So I'm really looking forward to that. I hope the colors match up nicely. That's one of the main reasons why I bought this.
Fungi growing.
There's fungi growing. So this is me shooting in full auto, and the camera's taking care of everything for me. I'm not adjusting a single thing. We'll see how it does. See, I'm moving into the shade now. It's doing all right. It's not bad. I did notice on the Osmo that when you are in the D-Cinelike profile, their log profile, it doesn't expose for faces very well either. So I usually just left that on a normal color profile, which made it easier to use but harder to grade. If you wanted to add any stylization to your video, it made it difficult. There's another mushroom right there, but not the kind that we're looking for. It is so nice to just be able to turn and point the camera wherever I want without having to convince a gimbal to point whatever direction I want it to. That is really nice. Yeah, see what I mean? Like it just doesn't want to expose for me right now. So there we go. Touch expose for me, please. Nope. I usually find some right up in here. So if there's not any here right now, then they're just not here yet. All the reviews that I've been watching online regarding the sound quality of the built-in microphone on the Powershot V1 have said that the microphone is very good. So we will have to see. This is the first time I'm actually going to be editing some footage, so I'm excited to see how it sounds. And it's nice not having a giant shotgun mic with a dead cat on top of it hanging off. It's just really nice, compact, handheld. Hey guys. Do I wish it had an f1.8? Yes, I do. I think it's kind of a bummer that you put like a micro 4/3 sensor in it, but then you just don't give it the aperture to really, you know, make the background nice and blown out, compressed. But That's okay. You guys want to see the background, right? That's part of the experience, is not just walking around looking cinematic. You got to show off the background. Oh, man, this is a great looking spot. I just don't see anything. I can't get skunked. We might just have to try down the hill further tomorrow. There's plenty of other mushrooms though. The minimum focusing distance is excellent. I am fully zoomed into 50 millimeters and I'm getting a nice blown out background and sharp focus on this flower, which is exciting to me. It's not quite macro, but it does allow you to get in nice and tight and up close to whatever subject you're shooting. And that might save someone the hassle of buying a macro lens for something in the future. So I don't know. I don't have a macro lens, so I'm always looking for minimum focusing distances on the lenses that I buy to be very close. And this one, I think I was probably about 4 inches away from that flower or so. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and make my way back to the car, but I'll hunt on the way back. I found just about every type of mushroom except for the ones I'm looking for. Another big old mushroom under that tree. The power zoom is a lot of fun. It's nice to just be able to hit the rocker switch and transport yourself into the 1990s camcorder era. Brings back a lot of memories. I will say the process and ease of use of this camera is a lot better than the Osmo Pocket 3. It is, it's just easier. I haven't seen the footage yet, so, but this has got me excited, just the usability. Out of all the Canon cameras that I've had so far, the autofocus on this, by far the stickiest. That square has not left my eyeball. If I tap an object to track it, it doesn't leave it. So I'm really impressed with the autofocus on this. I did bring 2 batteries with me and a battery charger, which unfortunately they make you buy separately. But you can charge the camera by just plugging it into the USB-C port. Either way, it's nice to always have a charger, so that way you can have something charging and you can still use your camera. I'm tripping. I have my screen setting to full brightness and screen dimming is set after 5 minutes. So I'm basically just leaving the camera on this whole time, even when I'm not recording. And my battery is still full. We're about, I don't know, 40 minutes into this little hunt so far. Oh, I just said that and I just looked up and I lost a bar. So we are down 1 bar on the battery so far. Camera hasn't been getting hot in my hands despite shooting in 4K. Been using some of the 4K 60 for some slow motion B-roll type shots, close-ups, things like that. Unfortunately, when you do run 4K 60, it does have a little bit more of a crop. So I will tell you, one of the things that I was searching high and low to find out is why 4K 60 was not appearing on my menu screen. And it's because it's only available when image stabilization is turned off. So if you've had that problem, there you go. You're welcome. I wasted a good hour of my life last night trying to figure out why 4K 60 wasn't on my camera menu. Finally, I found on a YouTube video in the comments section that if you're going to run 4K 60, image stabilization has to be turned off. If you're having that problem, I hope that helps. Well, we'll come back here in a couple weeks and we'll find plenty. I think we're going to head back into town, maybe find a bite to eat, check into our room, because it's about that time. What you doing?
Chilling.
Did you find any?
Got pollen all over your camera.
I know, huh?
No, I didn't find any.
Didn't find none, huh?
I found some other mushrooms.
Dang. Made it to the room and they let us check in a little bit early. I'm locked out. I'm just gonna open that.
Lock
Thank you.
out.
You locked me out.
I didn't even close the door.
Yep. All right, mini fridge. Sweet. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's check out the bathroom situation. Remember that part where I told you I brought the extra battery for the camera because I don't like to rely on just plugging the camera in, so it's nice to have the charger with it. I forgot the charger. I'm getting the red tally light blink, which is really nice. I've never had this feature before. It's letting me know I'm about to run. All right, here's the Osmo Pocket 3 next to the Canon Powershot V1. I'm trying to make the focal length as similar as possible. I'm shooting in C-Log 3 and D-Log M. So you've been listening to me on the Canon microphone. We're gonna switch over to the Osmo right now. So now I'm using the audio on the Osmo Pocket 3, and it's probably pretty good. I mean, it's never given me a real problem, but I'm curious to see how the chipmunk sounds on both of these and see how it handles the transition. It is nice that the Pocket 3 follows your face, but you know, it's, oh, did I lock myself out again? I might have locked myself out. Okay, I gotta use my foot. There we go. I mean, yeah, a firmware update is going to be needed to fix the exposure on this because it's just too dark. It doesn't expose properly. Okay, coming back outside. I feel like that went pretty good. Going back inside. I'm curious to see too, though, because it is underexposed on my screen here. Curious to see how much latitude I have with that C-Log 3. Can I bring my exposure up? Will it be completely blown out in the background? Maybe, I don't know. Will the colors be better? Probably. My family has been waiting very patiently for me outside. I think they're hungry, so we're gonna go walk around town. Thought this might be a good opportunity while we're taking a little walk downtown to show you how the microphone does in a noisy environment, and it's also a little bit breezy. You might be able to see the flags behind me here. So this is regular stabilization with a brisk walk. Just gonna see how the image looks. Now I'm gonna switch over to the enhanced stabilization, and it will be slightly more cropped in. Enhance. Enhance. Pay attention, see if you see any warbling going on, micro jitters, etc. I like that it's still wide enough to get really a lot of the scenery around me too. It's not super cropped because the lens at 16 mil is so wide. Sure. All right, let's roll. I did just feel a couple of raindrops, which reminds me this is not weather resistant. It will not fare well in a rainstorm, so just keep that in mind. There's a lot of open vents for the fan, and the extending zoom would probably not fare very well in the rain. Yep, I might have to get it. See anything you can't live without? All right, well, dadgum, here we are, Salmon River Brewery, one of our favorite spots. Go get a drink and a bite. Cheese curds are calling my name. Thank you. 2/3. So good. Oh yeah, I got a light that shows me now,
Hey.
so I know when you're recording or when you're not.
How handy.
That is super handy. It's wife proof. The Canon is wife proof. It's recording. Oh my goodness. Wasabi ginger wing with blue cheese. To die for. Crispy on the outside, moist on the inside, just like me. Daggum. One bite, everybody knows the rules. Cheese is good, got good pull. Fresh basil, fresh tomato. 8.2. This salad is to die for. Blueberries, strawberries, feta. I'm full. We gotta take our leftovers back up to the room, find a child somewhere along the way. He's probably at Ice Cream Alley.
Got all my cornholes in the hole.
Oh, you're playing cornhole?
Yeah.
Gonna go play some cornhole.
Stop it. You get dirty.
Like a dude back in Facebook. Hi, God.
Dang.
Wow, that's not.
Oh, in the hole.
Oh, WinCon. Cornhole champion of the world steps up to the box. It all comes down to this. So this camera does not do 4K 120 slow motion, but it does do it at 1080. I feel like the 1080 coming off of this camera is superb. So you're not really going to be able to tell, especially if someone's just viewing it on their mobile phone or like an iPad or something like that. You're not going to be able to tell. 1080 is fine.
No, you owe me an ice cream.
This is Ice Cream Alley, a staple in McCall, somewhere that we visit every time we come here, pretty much. They serve up a mean ice cream. If you come to Ice Cream Alley, you have to carve your name in the brick wall. Abel has done it twice, and we just found both of them.
Aww.
That's you.
Wait, what?
There's your table.
Tastes like a churro. A little in the stash.
What's that now? One of the things I wish this camera had was a little bit darker ND filter, maybe like a step or two higher, because when you get into this really bright sunlight, you can't go beyond f11 to darken it down, so that means you're going to have to increase your shutter speed, and when you do that, it just kind of gives it a little bit of the jitteries as far as the motion blur is concerned. So it can be a little bit difficult to achieve a shutter speed that is double your frame rate, but you know, it's not that big a deal. On the other hand, the Osmo Pocket 3 does have the little magnetic filters that click onto the lens, and you can get a whole bunch of different aftermarket ND filters or mist filters. So that is kind of nice. Oh, the pollen here right now is incredible. My eyes have just been full of tears all day long. Anyway, I'm gonna go for a little walk while the sun's setting and see how this thing performs in low light. It should be better than the Osmo because the Pocket 3 only has a 1-inch sensor, and this is micro 4/3. So basically APS-C size, right? Is that? I don't know. I was pretty happy how fast this charged through the USB-C port because, like I said, I forgot my other charger. So it's showing a full battery right now. I only had it on the charger for like an hour probably, so pretty happy with that. If you're looking for a good steak and a cold drink, the Mill is always a good choice. There's a really cool bar next door that I'm going to show you too. It's perfect for a low light test, trust me. You'll see when we get there. Also, they do allow smoking in there. Yes, this is Idaho. We still have bars that allow smoking. That is one of them. I told you that place was going to be an excellent option for a low light test. It's so dark and moody in there. And then all the little knickknacks everywhere. Such a cool place. Except for now, I'll smell like cigarettes. All right, here we go. Ultimate low light test. You can see it is pretty dang dark. It actually looks a lot brighter on my screen than it does in real life. How tired. Now, look, your mom's out there all alone. She's probably enjoying herself, actually. The thing wasn't even on. It was just like residually hot from when you guys ran it. Okay, got the Osmo Pocket 3 in this hand, the Canon in this hand. Tell me, which one looks better? See, now I gotta double tap the Osmo to get it to do the thing. By the way, the audio you're listening to is from the Canon. It is really nice having the Canon log LUT over the top of this, so I can see on my screen what it's actually going to look like once I convert the footage. That is something that the Osmo does not do. You can't go wrong with either camera, by the way, so you can't. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something about both cameras. If I had to choose right now, one or the other, which would it be? I'm going for the Canon. I know it has some exposure issues, but I think they're going to fix that in firmware updates. If they don't, then I'll be moving on. There's going to be some things about the Pocket 3 that I'll miss. I don't know if I'm getting rid of it, to be honest with you. The wife is saying yes, I'm getting rid of it. It's one or the other. I'm picking the Canon. I'm picking the Canon. I'm going to see how this footage looks when I get home. Hopefully it's looking really good on the screen right now. So let me know. Let me know what you think.